listening to Watchersweb Radio with Pat Crosby.
Hello and welcome, this is Watchersweb Radio and you can call me Crosby. Christmas is past, 2012 is over and the year is young. January, I find, is an interesting time of year where everyone seems to convince themselves that because the new year has begun, that they are now going to live their lives a little differently. They're going to spend more time with their families, they're going to lose weight, they're going to learn Italian, they're going to be more adventurous. Well, actually, that one I like. In the world of sex, being more adventurous and trying new things could easily put an end to the boring lives of the past, or at least 2012. You could have sex with different people in different positions while using different devices, or you could just take one simple step outside the box and start having sex in more unique locations. Fuck the bedroom, 2013 may be the perfect time for you to mix it up. Which brings me to a discussion thread in the Watchersweb forum where a question was asked, what is the strangest place you've had sex? The submissions have been coming in over the last couple of years now, but some are pretty ballsy. So take out your notepads, kids, because this could be your New Year's resolution. First up, Redwood said the strangest place she had had sex was in an apartment building laundry room. The dryer was a perfect height for him to lick me silly, she said. It was before surveillance cameras were everywhere. Alright, yeah, that's pretty mad. Not much risk of getting caught there, and you'd probably get some good vibrations from the dryer. Alright, this next submission is by someone called Surf Bum, and even before reading the story, it's obvious this person has used way too many exclamation points. There's like one at the end of every sentence, it's like he's yelling at me. But either way, this is what he said about his strange sex. On our new wave runner at Lake Powell, with a new woman on my ex-wife's birthday, then took a long naked ride. But we had our life jackets with us. Also, with the same new woman in a cubby of a cave near Hot Springs. You could hear people and see people walking by. It was awesome both times. Thank you for that, Surf Bum, and I'm sorry I didn't do your story justice. I just don't have the levels of energy or perhaps mad rage that you possess. John Carlton 4 mixed rock with rectum in his next submission when he said he had sex in the crowd of an outdoor Blink-182 concert. She only had a tiny miniskirt on and no panties, so I just got behind her and slid my cock into her bum. She had cum dribbling down her legs. Okay, no doubt All the Small Things was playing while you were, what was it, John? Sliding your cock into her bum? Nah, yeah, I'm just kidding, Johnny. Alright, Sex Level 1 describes how he had sex on a New York City subway train in the conductor's car during rush hour. Then she sat on my lap with a skirt and no panties in full view of everybody and worked my cock in her. I didn't come, but when I got home I almost blinded her with the first blast. Now see, that's self-control right there. Having sex on a busy subway train, but waiting until you get home to give your girl a facial. Well done, Sex Level 1. Alright, New Fire Tools has a bit of a list here, so let's round these off. Alright, Subway restaurant in downtown Chicago. Alright, that's good. Keeping it fresh. On top of a fire engine, like in the movie of Backdraft, but with a lot more squeaking. Alright, pretty hot. In the park right across from work in plain view of the street, and a park in Chicago while people walk by. That's a lot of bush, buddy. At a bathroom at a friend's house during New Year's Eve party many years ago, next to a bonfire where his girlfriend's friends watched, and finally a dead-end street in my truck while a car pulled up next to us and someone inside started smoking weed. Now that's a party. So there you have it, just a handful of possible locations to make the most out of your adventurous New Year's resolution. And if you have a strange sex location, and you've yet to share your tale on the discussion forum, please do. We'd love to hear from you. So why do we make New Year's resolutions anyway? Perhaps there is something about yourself that you just want to leave behind in 2012. A personality trait, an annoying habit, or an experience. Maybe there was something unpleasant that you've done in the past and you just want to move on into a new year with new goals. A bad sexual episode, perhaps. Acting as an insight into the lives of the Watchersweb members once again, we turn to the Clubhouse forum of one particular discussion thread where a following question was posted: what is the worst thing you've ever done in sex? Now this has lots of potential to be funny, but despite most of the comments basically saying that people were going to keep them stories to themselves, which was a thrilling read, Sablosa hit the ground running with this submission. You've heard the phrase, coyote ugly. Once as a young sailor in San Juan, after a particularly drunken night, I woke up beside the nastiest, toothiest harridan I'd ever seen. I was ready to gnaw my arm off because she was sleeping on it and I didn't want to wake her. She woke up anyway and I fucked her again. I threw up twice on the long walk back to the base. Never caught an STD though. My main concern was that my cock would fall up from sheer ugly. Yeah, that's pretty messed up, man. Luckily for you though, you've got nothing on Yogi the Bear, who explained the following disaster. Okay, here it goes. Had a little party at my place back in the single days. There were 2 guys and 3 girls. One of the girls was a distant cousin and weighed about 250. The other 2 girls were quite nice and very sexy. There was copious amounts of alcohol along with some porn flicks. The next morning, guess which one I woke up with? I still dislike the other fellow to this day. He then went on to clarify later, as if to ensure that we understood how disgusting he was that the woman he woke up with was his 250-pound cousin, while his mate scored a 3-way with the 2 non-biologically related hotties. It sucks to be Yogi the Bear, basically. Alright, give us a funny one. Okay, smooth nuggets. Yeah, this will be good. I let someone put an egg in my back door. Alright, good. It didn't break, thank God. It felt nice while inside me, but because of the egg's texture, it wasn't easy getting it out. It took some time and relaxation. Won't let them do that to me again, that's for sure. Well done, smooth nuggets. The next submission we have is from Can. Years ago, I had an argument with my then girlfriend, went out for a drink. She stormed off home and her friend came over to me to give me a piece of her mind. The best friend, let's call her Lorna, because that's her name, went from arguing to chatting to flirting until we were making out in a taxi on the way back to her flat, which was 4 doors down from my girlfriend's house. Left Lorna's flat at 3 a.m. for the long walk back to my house. Passing my girlfriend's house, I noticed the lights were still on. Drunken evil thoughts took over. 10 minutes later, I charmed my way in with apologies and flattery. 15 minutes later, we were passionately fucking in the kitchen. I managed to stop her giving me a blowjob first. I was worried that she would taste her friend on my unwashed cock. That's very nice of you. 18 years later, I wonder if my then girlfriend, now wife, would see the funny side in this little story. Fucking hell. I don't know about her, but your cheating ways have certainly entertained me, man, so cheers, Can. And one more from Mr. Frisky. He said, I don't know what the worst thing is. What? We're clearly on the wrong page, man, but whatever. I don't know what the worst thing is, but the 2 best things would have to be getting a BJ in a stairwell on the Tropicana in Vegas, and flashing the actress Jessica Alba in the early days of chat roulette. What? Not too many people believe my flashing story, but it did happen. I just couldn't help myself. She was disappointed our conversation went in that direction and quickly hit next. If only I had done a screen capture. Wow. Alright, whatever you say, Mr. Frisky, whatever you say. Speaking of celebrities, however, I can't help but wonder who you, the faithful members of Watchersweb, would choose if you could have a bit of fun with any celebrity you want. If there's someone out there, whether they're movie stars, athletes, or politicians, that you would like to get down with, please email me the details of your fantasy at www.patcrosby@gmail.com. I'll be sure to touch on this in the weeks to come, so please, don't be shy. Until then, have a fucking great week. This has been Watchersweb Radio, and you can call me Crosby.
Thanks for listening. Tune in next week on Watchersweb Radio.